picking up on what Slay was just saying, are you guys, by protecting and keeping the big plays off of you, does that sometimes come at the expense of getting interceptions and turnovers because you're playing back a little bit?
No, I mean, I think, it just comes to, being in the right place, the right time, and essentially coming down and making a play. Sometimes they're going to throw it to you, just be in the right area, and you can kind of get cheap ones, and then some of them you got to go out and tack and do what you can with film study and just, make a play. But, I mean, I think we take a look at teams that are doing well with the interception battle. I think Dallas, I think they're ranked pretty high in terms of interceptions. Kind of like Darius said, the opportunity is there. We come up with those. We'll have 2, maybe 3 picks under our belt, and it makes things look a lot better, and we're not even really having this conversation. So we just gotta continue to, do what we're being coached to do. Keep having the good fundamentals and being in the right spot, and then just coming up with it when we get our hands on it.
Yeah, this was the second game, I think, when you lost to safety very early at Epps in Atlanta and then Kayvon in Dallas. Does anything change schematically when something like that happens in game? Do you have to do anything differently to kind of make up for that?
No, I think if you look at what we've been doing, both of those guys, Kayvon and Epps, have been getting good playing time. So both have the experience, and both have been in and out of the game. So unfortunately, one goes down with an injury, and another one comes in. He's expected, and he's been training, all week in terms of preparation for the game, and to come in that situation and play well.
So nothing changes schematically, like Jonathan doesn't do anything to kind of cover for that?
No. I mean, we go in with the game plan. Everybody has their role and where they'll play and how things will work out. And then, you just go in and adjust. If it's somebody else who, maybe not been in that role, then there may be some things that have been adjusted, but not that particular situation.
Does Kansas City, do they kind of present similar challenges to Dallas as far as like the quarterback and kind of get the ball off, pass wide receivers and everything like that?
You said quarterback or
quarterback. Yes.
I mean, yeah, they have a lot of weapons. They're very explosive. I mean, Dallas has some weapons, but, if you take a look at the two teams, Dallas primarily looks like they want to run the ball and get explosive plays with play action. Kansas City kind of wants to sling it around a little bit more, whether that's straight drop back or whether that's a little bit of play action, but they want to push the ball downfield.
How much did you guys adjust in the second half when were they able to have success running the ball early?
Yeah, I think you just try to take a look at every game. You're gonna have to make an adjustment. Sometimes you'll make an adjustment before things, kind of get out of hand or things really seem like a problem to the public eye. And then other times it might be an adjustment when things look like more of an issue. But whenever teams are kind of getting things going, you want to try to limit them in terms of slowing down the run game, maybe getting a couple extra hats in the box to do that and then make an adjustment from that standpoint.
What kind of difficulties does Tyreek's speed possess for safety, especially when you're in center field? I think you've had some experience against him from Minnesota. So when you have somebody with that speed on the field, do you have to be aware? Is it like a Where's Waldo situation with Tyreek?
Yeah, I think that's the unique thing about him. He has a ton of speed, so does a number of those guys, but they have the ability to decelerate and stop on a dime and change directions. So I think that's the tough part when facing a guy like Tyreek and some of the other guys that they have who do have top-end speed, but the ability to threaten you with the speed and then sit down into holes in a defense or, run from one side and then change directions and go to the other side. I think that's where, the challenge really comes in, their ability to change direction at that top speed.
It's week 4 now, and you've already seen Kittle, you've seen Pitts, now you'll see Kelsey. As a safety, what's it like each week getting ready for those types of tight ends, and what skill set does the safety need to cover those guys?
I mean, from my personal standpoint, I'll try to take a look at the team and how they want to utilize the players. What's their type of offense? Whether they want to really feature those guys in the pass game or whether they're going to come out and do what they do in terms of running the ball, maybe targeting some of the other explosive players and kind of how they fit in. So, once you figure that out, then it's just all about knowing where they are, knowing when they're going to get, targeted the most, and then trying to do what you can to disrupt the time and then challenge them.